from walking the most exclusive runways to becoming an iconic movie star that even appeared in the Fast and Furious media franchise. We present Devon Aoki, the model who conquered fashion in Hollywood. Aoki's career started with her being scouted in New York. Now picture this. You are a 13-year-old preschooler with a huge crush on some rock band, and you would essentially do anything to kick it with them. That was young Devon Aoki. She was at a Rancid concert in 1995. A stranger approached her and was like, "Hey, can I shoot you for Interview magazine?" And it seems Aoki knew a thing or two about negotiating because she agreed only after being promised backstage passes to go see the rock band. 3 years later, Aoki would be walking major runways and killing it in the fashion world.
I should mention this. Your father, you have a famous father. Your father's, is this right, Rocky Aoki, who's the guy who created the Benihana restaurant chain.
Devon Aoki was not just another random girl. She was, in fact, a Nepo baby. Let's dial it all the way back. She was born in 1982 in New York, USA. Her father is Olympic-level wrestler Rocky Aoki. Her half-brother Steve Aoki is also pretty famous in the music world. Aoki comes from a multiracial background with an Asian and European heritage, which gives her a unique and distinctive look. Later in her career, Aoki would shut down any rumors that her celebrity status dad helped her get to the top and that she had been emancipated from him ever since she was 14 years old. But she was still close to her mom, who helped her mold her career. Perhaps it's these connections that quickly accelerated her career. In fact, her career took off after her godmother introduced her to Kate Moss in the same year that she was scouted. As a matter of fact, Aoki was hanging out with Kate Moss years before she set foot on any runway. She would then get signed by Storm Model Management, the same agency that was representing Kate Moss. This half-Japanese all-American talent made her debut on the runway in 1997, walking for brands such as Balenciaga, Chanel, and Comme des Garçons. Her big break came when she worked with Karl Lagerfeld for Chanel in 1998. In an interview, Aoki said they nearly sent her home because she showed up at the casting with her backpack and casual wear. But when she put on some Chanel and showcased her walk, Karl was obsessed. Her unique looks and fierce attitude cemented her place as one of his muses. She would then walk for Chanel multiple times, which solidified her place as a high-fashion model.
Just finally, are you going back to school, or have you taken time off now?
I took today off school just for the shows and everything, but tomorrow, which is Tuesday, I'm going back for the rest of the week.
What grade are you in?
I'm 11th grader.
Now remember that when all this is happening, Aoki has not yet finished schooling. So she's taking breaks from school to do shoots and walk the runways, clearly not your typical American teenager. After making her debut on the runway with Chanel, she captured the attention of Gianni Versace. In a surprising turn of events, Aoki replaced Naomi Campbell as the face of Versace. Yes, the legendary Naomi Campbell. At this time, she was only 16 years old. This move indicated a shift in the industry. The supermodel era was on its last legs, and in came an era with a different beauty standard. Supermodels such as Claudia Schiffer and Naomi Campbell were known for their curvaceous yet athletic physiques, towering heights, high cheekbones, and glamorous beauty.
I think it's really nice to see girls that are, so incredible looking, but then again, they're not stereotypically beautiful. And I think that adds like a real punch to.
On the other end, Aoki was the direct opposite of this. She was relatively short for a model. In fact, in an interview, she said that she knew she would be the shortest girl on any runway. Picture her draped in oversized clothes and shoes. Her doll-like facial features fit the new, unconventional editorial beauty that was being sought after in the late 90s and early 2000s. From this initial breakthrough, Aoki continued to make ripples throughout the industry. She has worked with some of the biggest designers, including Oscar de la Renta, Jean-Paul Gaultier, Baby Phat, and Marc Jacobs. She has been in numerous campaigns, including Hugo Boss, Chanel, L'Oreal, Lancôme, and Tiffany & Company. When it came to magazines, Aoki was still the it girl, having graced the covers of international fashion magazines, from Australia's Rush to the United States' Ocean Drive, to Harper's Bazaar and Malaysia's Her World. And Vogue, Vogue, adored Aoki and has appeared in American, German, Korean, Russian, and Japanese Vogue. Perhaps what sets Devon Aoki apart from other models is her versatility. She could pull almost anything, from casual punk looks to glamorous, delicate ones. For example, in Chilean spring-summer, 1999 ready-to-wear season, she walked in chic black and white dresses, accessorized with sheer headbands for that bold and sophisticated look. In Fendi's fall/winter 1999 ready-to-wear, Aoki pulled the ultimate mob wife look with an extravagant fur coat and sequined bag. Now looking into couture fashion, and Devon's it factor was still thriving. In the spring-summer of 2001, Aoki was working with Marc Jacobs, where she donned a blue midi skirt strapless top, a lilac ivy cap, and a shell print belt. Now Aoki wasn't just a fashion model, she was a trendsetter. And true to that, she is one of the people who defined the Y2K fashion that is deeply loved by millennials and Gen Z. When we say Y2K fashion, think streetwear, low-rise jeans, chunky accessories, bold prints. It's bold and futuristic. One of her most iconic Y2K looks is from her Baby Fat campaign, where she wore a velour tracksuit accessorized with big hoop earrings. She had an uncanny ability to blend high fashion with streetwear and pop culture, solidifying her place as the ultimate fashion girl. Aoki wasn't just modeling these brands, she wanted a piece of the cake too. So in 2007, she collaborated with Levi on a clothing line for the Asian market. They were selling everything vintage-inspired, from denim to swimwear. As always, this venture was a great success. But by the end of the 2000s, Aoki had one foot out of the modeling industry. She began appearing less on the runway and magazine covers.
When you first got into the action roles, how did you prepare yourself for those scenes? Because it wasn't part of your training.
No, it wasn't, and it's the training and the preparation is pretty tremendous when you're preparing for a role. Sometimes it takes weeks and sometimes it takes months.
But before we talk about her retirement from modeling, we have to talk about her acting career. That's right, it was short-lived, but she definitely left her mark. One of her most iconic characters is Suki in Too Fast, Too Furious, where she played the cool street racer girl. This was in 2003. And get this, prior to this movie, she didn't even know how to drive. So she didn't just learn how to drive, she learned car racing. Pretty impressive, right? But that was not the only thing fans had noticed. Her wardrobe featured her Y2K aesthetic, and girls all over the world ate it up, including Rihanna herself. Riri was spotted wearing the same style halter top, low-rise pink pants, silver accessories, and chunky heels for her Fenty Beauty campaign. But this appearance was not the only time she ventured into something other than modeling. After her debut in acting in 2003, Devon went on to feature in more movies. In DEBS, released in 2004, she played Dominique, a rebellious high school spy with the cutest accent. In Sin City, which debuted in 2005, Suki embodied Miko, a ninja assassin who is the very embodiment of DC Comics character Katana, a silent fighter with that traditional samurai aesthetic. She also starred in DOA, Dead or Alive, which came out in 2006, where she plays Kasumi, a princess who is out to avenge her brother with killer martial arts moves. And icing on the cake, she takes part in War, a 2007 movie, co-acting with Jet Li and Jason Statham. Whole lot of eye candy on that one. But that's not even the end. Aiko goes on to feature in Mutant Chronicles and the horror film Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Undead, where she plays a vicious vampire. Apart from her modeling and acting pursuits, Devon also appeared in music videos. She was indeed a jack of all trades. In 1997, she was featured in Primal Scream's song Kowalski with Kate Moss. Perhaps this role prepared her for the role of Suki. In the music video, Kate Moss and Aoki had a rebellious and effortlessly cool attitude, think lesbian couple in a getaway car after a successful heist sort of vibe. Now fast forward to the end of the 2000s, and Devon Aoki dips from the social scene to concentrate on her personal life. In 2010, she got engaged to James Bailey and got married later in 2011 in a private ceremony. Before long, the couple welcomed their first child, Alessandra, who has been featured in Guess Kids campaigns. How adorable. Devon now has 4 kids. When we talk of Devon Aoki in the fashion industry, one thing is clear. She came, she saw, and she conquered. She's a trendsetter and a role model, and her impact on the fashion industry is undeniable. Hope you enjoyed this video and catch you on the next one.